What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. As we know, Skip Bayless is in a lot of trouble. He's been out here trying to basically clap cheeks with some of the people in Fox Sports 1 and also a producer by the name of Mr. Dixon. But there's a lady by the name of Miss Faraji, and Miss Faraji, who basically is a hairstylist there at Fox Sports 1, has been dropping some definite receipts. And basically she said that Skip Bayless was trying to, seduce her, basically offering $1.5 million to basically clap those cheeks. But in her lawsuit against Fox Sports 1, because she said like, hey, they didn't do anything about it, she also named Miss Joy Taylor. Now, she said that Miss Joy Taylor was dealing with Mr. Emmanuel Acho, okay, also known as Mr. Acho, and that basically that her and Mr. Acho were romantically involved. That Joy Taylor was getting her cheeks clapped by Mr. Dixon, okay, and Emmanuel Acho at the same time. And what Joy Taylor was saying was, listen, I'm basically gonna let the white guy clap my cheeks, and if he tries to get rid of me, I'm gonna go ahead on and say it was sexual harassment, okay, and that he tried to grape me. At the same time, messing with Emmanuel Acho, and then basically getting promoted by sleeping with these guys. Now, it's crazy because Emmanuel Acho always pretends to be homies with Joy Taylor.
Just got done with rehearsal for the new show Speak, and I got to take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor. A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in? So often there's misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sports. But Joy is not only in the position on television as a woman, as a black woman, but as an opinionist. So not just asking men what they think, but providing her own unique and distinct insight. It's hard to do, and Joy, you have done it. So congratulations. Looking forward to working with you, and hope y'all tune in 4:30 to 6 Eastern every day starting next week.
And what is also interesting is that Joy Taylor basically kind of admitted that, listen, if this is going to be the case, she wouldn't have a problem basically doing some things for a little bit of a change.
These hypotheticals have got us in a chokehold, and we must free ourselves. It's fun to argue about. It's fun to talk about what you would do in this scenario, or would you leave the game if the seats were high, or if a man took you this place on a first date, what you would do. And I'm telling you, every interaction that I have with people now, in some way or another, these things come up. Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want. Fine, funny. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't because women this and men this, you're moving forward with this person.
No, my favorite hypothetical, because it's so ridiculous, is when you ask anybody if they would do something outrageous for like $1 million and they say no. It's like, okay, would you do it for 2 million? I mean, would you do it for what's the number? Like, anytime you add money into a hypothetical, people love feeling good about themselves by saying that they wouldn't do it for the money, but it's literally only because it's a hypothetical. If you saw this $1 million in front of your face and I said, do this, are you doing it? So I don't even know if hypotheticals are real indicators of the situation that's being discussed, because I'm starting to think people only use hypotheticals to lie about the circumstance.
And as you know, Joy Taylor has been on a bunch of shows. She's been on Speak. And again, she's been on a lot of shows. I don't know if Joy Taylor is really that much of a talented person when it comes to sports, to be honest. But I think this is the issue that happens when you put in women, especially somewhat fairly attractive women, inside of spaces with men, all right? And this is gonna be something that's gonna be happening more often. And you guys remember, once the black manosphere kind of got hot in manosphere content, and even though this is the internet, what did you see? You saw more support coming from more women getting into the space, which I didn't really have a problem with, but that's what happens. And the more that you see men having some more success, men doing very well, men doing better, you're gonna have women coming in trying to compete for those opportunities, and women are gonna come in and say, oh, they're not given the opportunity to be there. Now, men who are really not used to dealing with women in male spaces are going to try their luck. Now, let me just say this. When you're working with women and it's an environment in which it's not so many ladies there, those women become a lot more attractive, all right? And I'm not saying that she's unattractive, but what I will say is they do become more attractive. It's kind of like the idea of women that live in Alaska. They always say, if you really want to get married and you're a woman, move to Alaska, because there are a lot of men there, not so many women. So now you have somebody like Joy Hall, and it's a lot of guys there on a sports network, and she's the odd lady out, and then she's the one trying to basically, you know what I'm saying, grow and get into positions. And then you have guys who are dumb enough to engage in sexual activity with a lady like this. And what happens is that once she does it, well, she doesn't have to be good. And then if basically she needs to tell on somebody, well, she can always say, well, you know what? They forced me into this. They forced me into that. And then you want to know who's in trouble? It's always going to be a man. And men have to understand that you should never, under any circumstances, clap cheeks where you make your money. If they want to do that, that's fine. But Emmanuel Acho, he's dumb, okay? A lot of guys are dumb. A lot of guys lose their career chasing booty all the time. Look at Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce was working for ESPN. He did something so stupid. Paul Pierce messed around and posted some kind of video of him with these strippers. I mean, he wasn't like having sex with any of them, right? He's getting ready to get divorced. And, you know, smoking weed and all of that. And it was for his close friends on Instagram. I don't know why the hell he posted it. Somebody shared it. Somebody, you know, basically copied that and turned it into ESPN. He got fired. Just doing something he shouldn't have been doing. So a lot of guys got to understand that, you know, hey, this thing does happen. And if you're going to be out there messing around with these ladies, your ass is going down too, fam. I just got to call it like it is. A lot of guys got to understand that's just kind of what's going to happen. And it's going to happen everywhere. And for you not to get involved with that, you need to be gone. Let me tell you what could happen. I used to work at this job, and it was for a Fortune 500 company. And I used to have a guy there that was working there by the name of, let me say his name was Sheldon, all right? So Sheldon worked there, and he was a nice guy, but he was basically a dust bucket. He would do anything for some booty. So I don't know what happened with this one chick, and she was a little bit big, but he used to be on her. So, you know, he was like, look, I'm trying to see what's up with you. And of course she wouldn't told him, got him fired. You know, he was done. Now it's crazy. This same chick was trying to get me to clap cheeks. The same one. Like, yo, I'm trying to see what's up, me. And she had just got somebody else fired. Now, she really wasn't my type, but even if she was, I still wouldn't have done it. Wanna know why I wouldn't have done it? Because at any given time, she could have been like, oh, he harassed me, or oh, he did this to me. And you know, they don't really need any proof, guys, especially if you're higher up. All they gotta do is say, oh, I'm scared for my life, and this, that, and the other. And they did this, and they did that. And you don't really have any recourse for all of that. What happens if Skip Bayless and these other guys, Charlie Dixon, they lose their job? Well, you're never gonna work at a network again? All of that because you wanted to clap cheeks? For what? For what? That's so stupid. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.